Hey, what's up? This is Hans the Vignes, radio announcer, television presenter, and producer. I want to welcome you to We Say Yes into my life as a radio announcer. And I have actually been in media for 20 years. And I actually started media around the same time. Well, at the same age you all are right now. So I would have been 16 straight out of secondary school, and I would have gotten different opportunities, and that's how I started in media. Eventually I would have hosted the scene on Synergy TV, Digital Rising Star, a lot of award shows, a lot of competitions. I would have produced Synergy TV Soca Star, and my career just took me many different places in terms of media. And of course, being on Boom Champions 94.1 FM. Okay, so I am from Diego Martin, Trinidad. I went to Diego Martin Secondary School. A lot of people, I don't know, they have this stigma attached to prestige schools, but there's something special about our government secondary schools in this country that we'd always highlight. And don't be fooled into thinking somebody is better than another person because of the secondary school they went. You know, there's so much more to human beings, and all of us, we are talented in different ways. And when we find our talent, or we find what we are good at, and we have the opportunity to stick by it and we work on it, it's limitless where we could be, where we could reach. Because you have something in you that people may doubt you have, that people may downplay that you have, but there is something that everyone is good at. And if they could find a way to make that their career, and they could pursue it with passion, it's limitless where they could end up. So, out of secondary school, I did broadcasting courses, and I was also pursuing my education in terms of accounting. And a lot of people talk about qualifications and not needing qualifications to be on radio, but what I have noticed is that the people who tend to reach further in terms of media are the ones who spend a little more time being educated. They're the ones who tend to have a little more longevity, because whatever education you have lends to your professionalism, lends to your development, lends to your overall understanding of things and understanding of the world. So one of the important things for me in media is the understanding of how to speak well and how to understand, how to read is critical for me, because as a radio announcer, we read scripts all the time. So a live script is an advertisement sent to the radio station, and people pay for these ads. And the announcers will have to read these scripts that the advertisers provide. Or, well, not just provide, that the advertisers pay for. And the understanding of certain words you hear, we do hear announcers making mistakes on these things. And it's because they're not necessarily readers. And that's one of the things that's sort of important in being a radio announcer, and that could get you there. Being able to read. And if you take time to read books, you read newspapers, you stay up to date with information. Staying up to date with information is actually very important, because there's so many things happening in the world around us. And it's something that you can't take for granted. That's also part of your research. People think that we just go on radio and we just speak all the time, but quite often the conversations are planned conversations that we plan directions for. So even understanding strategy is important for a radio announcer. Understanding where you want to go with this radio program or this particular topic. It isn't, yes, there are topics that develop organically, but there are most times topics that come from somewhere and topics that come out of features that would have been developed on the particular radio show. People think radio is about hype, but it's about three things primarily, or three things come to mind in terms of importance. The three most important things on radio, in my opinion, and quite often in the opinion of the owners of the radio stations, are: one, we have to take into concern our audience, our advertisers, and of course, the country as a whole. Those are three of the most important things for radio announcers and for radio generally. Other times people will think it's about the hype and just hyping songs and making noise behind songs. But there's so much more to it, and you have to treat the advertisers right. The advertisers have to be happy, and the audience, as much as possible, we try to satisfy the audience so that they gravitate to the personalities and do what's responsible in the eyes of the audience. So an important thing, whilst some announcers don't see the responsibility to country is one of the most important things, because radio announcers have people's ears every single day, their minds, their attention. People pay attention to radio. And we have the power of influence to positively help our society and our country, positively change our country, our mindset, the way we see things. And then we also, quite often, the voice that keeps someone in a lonely or frustrated or even dire position company. We are the voice often that is there for someone that has no one there. Radio is an important thing, and if you decide to be a radio announcer, you have to treat it with a level of love and respect. But the responsibility to country is one of the most important things, because we have the opportunity to shape our society. Trinidad and Tobago is a beautiful place. Like every other country, we have some problems, but we are the problem, but we are also the solution. Just in case any of you want to get into radio or even television, there are courses in Trinidad and Tobago. There are broadcasting courses, there are short courses you could do to be even better or get even further than that. There are journalism courses in COSTAT, in UE. There are media and communication courses that can lend to these things. So you could pursue it. Education-wise, you could pursue it, but it also takes that extra effort of you as an individual really pursuing the career. So the main things, if you're thinking of being a radio announcer, believe in yourself. I mean, the name of the program is We Say Yes. And I will tell you all a little story. When I was in secondary school, somebody wrote on the back of my shirt, "Don't ever give up your day job to be a radio announcer, to be a DJ or whatever." And they were saying, "You do much better as a pilot." And these are the things that people say and see because they don't see things for themselves reaching certain places, and they see it as an impossibility. Being on radio, a lot of people see it as bigger, in my opinion, as a bigger deal than it is. But it's a combination of hard work, consistency, persistency, and really having a love for something that you are going to pursue. And it's also the pursuit of trying to be better. You must always try to be better. And if you are willing to put in the work, and not just put in the work, but also be respectful to people and understand people and have a little bit of compassion, you could be a radio announcer. You could make it on radio. You can make it on radio tomorrow. I mean, the way things are going these days, we see people who are popular on social media end up on radio. And while that's good for them, what we do see as well is the people that stay on radio for long periods of time or reach a further destination are those who put in the work. Those who take time to get better at it, get better at the craft. Those are the ones we see reaching further. I want to tell you all, as children, as the next generation, just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. You could do it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. You could do it. The world is yours. The world is yours. The world is in your hands. Whatever you decide to do it, and know that you can do it. It will impact the world. And we say yes to positively impacting Trinidad and Tobago.